Hello.
Hello, hola.
Welcome to Socially UnSocial.
I'm Patty,
And I'm Danielle.
and we're your hosts.
We're going to talk your ear off today.
We are barely surviving. I said that last week too.
Yeah.
Is that just my life right now that I'm just barely coasting by?
I think you should make a t-shirt.
Coasting?
Coasting or barely surviving. Hashtag barely surviving.
Yeah. Seriously.
I think maybe just some people go through it, more often than others, I think,
Yeah.
right? Or like a period of the time, like what do they say? When it rains, it pours.
Well, you know why? Because last week when we filmed, it was the night after I went to the Katy Perry concert. And then now we're filming after being in Cabo for the entire long weekend. I'm living life, man. I go big or go home.
Yodo.
We try to make that happen so much. We were on vacation with a friend of ours with 3 friends who listen to our podcast and one who doesn't. So we were constantly had these inside jokes. I wonder, Jen, are you listening now? Because you felt so left out over the weekend.
She's not. She's like, I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Yeah, over and over and over.
I'm like, well, if you listen to the podcast.
Yeah, if you hung out with us once a week, that's all we asked.
But the best thing was, she said, I'm even surprised she admitted this. She's like, you guys kept saying FOMO and I didn't know what you meant. I had to look it up.
FOMO is not even a podcast thing. FOMO is like a world thing that everybody should know. And if you don't, we'll enlighten you. FOMO is fear of missing out, which is like that feeling of when everybody's out doing something and you have FOMO.
Yeah.
I don't love it. I don't love saying FOMO. I think it sounds funny.
Oh, I thought you said you don't love FOMO. No one likes FOMO.
Nobody likes FOMO.
Yeah.
Do you get FOMO a lot?
I feel like there's certain situations where I'm like, oh, yeah. But also, I'm not trying to be a dick either. But I feel like I live my life, so I don't really have a lot of FOMO.
So basically, because you are the party, so you're I know no one's having fun without me anyways.
Well, yeah, case in point. No, I'm just kidding. No, because I feel like if there's something I want to do, I'm going to do it.
Ooh, I love that.
Good
for you. But sometimes you don't know that you want to do it, or you don't want to do it, but you just don't want to know that they're doing it without you. Right? Some people are just okay, I'm so happy here on my couch. However, looking at all these people that are out enjoying the weather or on vacation or hanging with their friends or at a concert, for sometimes when I see concerts, I don't like going to them. I don't like waiting in lines. I don't like paying literally $19 for a freaking White Claw or a beer, or God forbid $8.75 for a hot dog. I'm sorry, those prices are insane when you're out. Insane.
Stop.
What? $10 French fries?
That's crazy. And that's
$9
when you're not paying attention.
There was no cheese with it. They weren't even good. I mean, was it Carver's?
Carl's Jr.
Carl, yeah, see, horrible. And they were so expensive. So basically, I'm over prices. I'm over concerts. But
But you can't put a price on an experience, though.
Exactly.
If you leave it and you come back and you're like, I had fun, it was totally worth it. The worst is I would have been better off staying home.
But yeah, I honestly don't have a lot of those moments.
Well, then that's good.
Right. But there are moments when I'm home and I see people, there was a Beyonce concert and so many people are posting, hey, I like her. I don't think I like her new music, but I used to like her music. And so I was looking, I'm oh, for a split second, I was oh, that would have been fun. And then I was wait, no, it wouldn't have. So tiny bit of FOMO sometimes when I see live music. But, I don't see...
Then we need a new word, not FOMO, tiny bit, TB, tiny bit of...
Wait, BWT, barely want to... Wait, no. BWBT, barely want to be there. I barely want to be there. It's not quite FOMO. It's just... I don't even know. You know what? Let's just not make it up. I'm too tired for this. I can't spell, let alone try to come up with the clever...
Yeah, we'll work on it. We'll start another word. That Yodo, only lasted about 2 episodes.
Yodo, I know. You did try to make it work. We also, what a miss that we didn't we should have contacted the all-inclusive place and said, hey, we want to do a comedy show for 15 minutes. And just do you know how much fun we would have had with that crowd at the pool?
You were going to get up and tell jokes?
Do a live...
I'm missing something.
Do a live podcast.
Oh.
Sitting there. What a miss. I'm not going to go up and tell knock knock jokes, but like if we were, because those Divas International, we were the Divas International, maybe not divas, but like we could have made our Socially UnSocial podcast be known. We would have had more listeners around the country, mainly in Texas, because apparently everybody from Texas goes to Secrets in Cabo. Everyone we met was from
next
there.
year we'll go on tour.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Whether you want us or not, we're showing up at a pool at an all-inclusive near you. But no, we didn't like tell anybody. Did you tell the friends that we made from Texas?
We have one follower, the ones that were getting married.
Who's getting married?
Oh, you weren't with me. We were at the beach bar.
Good for you.
The swing bar. Yeah.
Oh God, yeah, that couple.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you were there. You were on the other side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I took a video of you actually talking to them.
If they're listening, oh, that couple.
Well, because you took Danielle from me for a good like 30 minutes as she was then entertaining and talking to you guys.
Yeah.
And I was sitting there trying to drink and take shots. And
Well, it was interesting because they stopped having sex for 11 months before the wedding. And she said it was the best thing that they ever did.
I'm so proud of them.
Do people do that nowadays, you think?
We did that.
You did that?
Yeah.
Oh, because the church made you, didn't it?
Well, I mean, they suggested it. They were like, "Oh yeah, are you guys like you're celibate, right?" Is that what it's
Didn't
called?
you lie to them too? Because weren't you were living together?
We were living together. Well, I mean, were we? I mean, yeah, we were. I wasn't like paying rent. We didn't like go and find this place together.
I understand, but you were living there. Your stuff was at his house.
My stuff's at a lot of people.
Oh, okay. So Patty
My
lives
stuff's
multiple
at my mom's
places.
house, my sister's house. I got a toothbrush here, there, and everywhere.
Okay.
Well, now I have a toothbrush here, there, and everywhere. I brushed my teeth today.
Yay.
So yeah, the people that we meet on vacation. All right, so cool. So maybe we have 2 new listeners. Congratulations on your wedding if you're listening. If you're home, I hope that you survived because Cabo all inclusive. That was fun. We never even left the resort. Like what a trip.
Yeah, I wish we would have left just to see Cabo and actually be like, we could have done that anywhere.
I told Mike, I'm like, literally, we could have been in Idaho. What? But
Right.
We did go to the beach. We walked
It
out.
was pretty. You had the mountains and the palm trees. So definitely. I told Jay we can go back there, not stay at an all-inclusive and actually stay closer to downtown so then we can kind of really feel the Cabo atmosphere.
Yeah, I told Mike that he never needs to go.
Oh, okay.
But going to Cabo Wabo, we should have done it the first night.
I
'Cause
said
once
it.
we got, yeah,
I
you
said
did.
it. No
I
one
know.
listened to me.
I
And
know.
I gave up. I threw my hands up in the air.
Yeah, let them. It was my vacation too.
It was your vacation too.
That was our theme. It's her vacation too.
Well, if
Whatever.
you've gone on trips, whether it's a family trip, a couple's trip, a girl's trip, you do have to remember that it is everybody's vacation. So if you want to do something, as much as you want to do it together as a group, you have to respect the fact that it's other people's vacation. So you have people that want to get up early. You have people that want to sleep in. You have people that have no problem eating breakfast by themselves 3 days in a row.
Ding,
you know-
ding, ding. Because it was great. But actually, Jen came and sat with me for breakfast. I like to sleep in, but I don't even consider that sleeping in. I was awake before 9 a.m. every day.
That's good.
Yeah, and then I took some naps, some by the pool, some in the room, some on the beach. It was great. It was so nice. It was everything. Michelle posted like a montage video. It was so cute. And she said this trip was everything I needed. And I'm like, you know what? I think it was kind of that for all of us in our own ways, just everything that we needed. You know, you always have to like regroup, get a little girl time. There was moments at Cabo and the resort we were at was so beautiful. Like the flowers, the trees, the sky, the beach, everything was so nice. And I think coming off of apparently a really rainy April, which I barely remember, but like just being in the Midwest, you forget what it's like out there.
Oh,
And
for sure.
Oh my gosh, there was like the brightest green iguanas. Like what? It was so cool.
Yeah, it kind of looked like you were in a postcard.
100%. It was really, really neat. So, yeah, I hope that you guys can make time this year, next year, something like that.
I think we go back and we talk about this all the time, but like if you can plan something and have something to look forward to, and I know it's expensive, right? If you aren't buying groceries and you're not saving for your kids' college or you need a new car or whatever, but if you really put it into perspective, you know, if you can save $100 a month, for yourself to do this with your best friend or your husband or your kids or whatnot. I guess you have to save a little bit more if you're bringing your kids, but it comes down to prioritizing, your preferences and your idea of what, I hate to say perfect because that's like a bad word, but what your perfect life looks like or your perfect goals look like. And I had this conversation with Jay when he was driving me to the airport. And,
Oh, your Uber driver?
My Uber driver that was very tired that morning. But, I get it. Not a lot of people there's a lot of people out there that don't like to travel. They take their vacation and they do stay vacations and stay home. And they're just not travelers. The idea of getting on a plane and doing all those things just exhaust them, scare them, whatever. But I think that it helps, especially couple-wise, why me and my husband go on vacation. It's like, to escape the monotony of everyday life. And you get to be a different person. You go back to, the reasons why you fell in love. And you're going on an adventure together. And you're building these new experiences together. And when you come home, not only do you feel rejuvenated, but you feel like your relationship feels rejuvenated. And you're putting, money or effort into something that's meaningful or lasting versus staying home and be like, okay, we're going to go to dinner tonight. Okay, that's great. And you can go to a cheap dinner. You can go to a really expensive dinner. But what you're putting in there, and it was that dinner, were we going to be talking about that dinner 20 years from now? Probably not. But are we going to be talking about our adventure in Cabo or his adventure in Costa Rica, 20 years from now? Yes, we most likely will, unless we get Alzheimer's.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that is, as you're talking, I'm thinking to myself, like, wow, the instant gratification this goes for so many things in life, but planning a trip and saving up for a trip and allowing that because so many times I want new things or, I want to buy myself something or buy something for Mike or for the kids. And I literally have trained myself. I'm lucky Mike's really frugal. So maybe I didn't train myself. Maybe he trained me a little bit, helped me. Sure. Where now I'm thinking, instead of spending this $20 for these cute, shirts from Old Navy, and then I have to get 3 because I have 3 boys, maybe just don't get those. Maybe just don't. Do you need them? You know what I mean?
Right.
All those little things. But it's sometimes you see things and you just want it. Whether it's a dinner out or the Starbucks or, new clothes or whatever, because it's instant gratification. So do what I do. We talked about this a few weeks ago. Buy the thing, get that dopamine rush, but then sit on it for a minute. Don't use it, don't open it, and then just go and return it.
Or the easier solution, put it in your cart and don't hit buy.
Yeah, right, and just save up and just let it just rack up in your cart. That would be the Danielle style. Yeah. I take it that step further. I need to hit the button.
But it's also very strange to me because, this is coming from you, lazy, not going to the stores,
yeah.
Instacarting but you're literally going to buy something that you have to go somewhere and return. To me, that's just the craziest thing.
I make errands for myself. It's so annoying. But thank God Amazon makes it so easy. And the UPS man and I are thick as thieves at this point. He loves me. I love him. I don't think he loves me, actually. I don't even know if he remembers me every time I walk in, but I treat him
He's like, what is wrong with this bitch? She keeps buying shit and returning. Thank you, job security.
He thinks I'm an influencer or something because the way that I buy things, probably, I imagine that's what influencers do. They buy their things, they open it, and it's so exciting, and then they're like, and now I'm returning it.
I don't know. I don't really know any influencers, so...
I don't either. I just have this vision of them in my head.
But I would say I understand because, the low of going away.
What was your low?
It's always the coming back. It's the anxiety of coming back, going back to work, catching up on things, getting back in your routine, taking a couple days to get back in your routine because it's if before a vacation you were so good with, working out and getting your work done and, all the things that, you were, doing to motivate yourself to okay, I got to do all these things and get in some shape so I can be in a bathing suit and not feel like a whale. And then you come home and you're like, oh, I can barely drink water right now.
Well, here's the thing, because if we caught a bug or something, we caught something in Mexico. We are not well. We are unwell, but it's okay. I mean, it was worth it. I would take that drink again. I don't know what it was.
Oh, I know. But yeah,
So it's a little bit extra this time.
I don't think I have a low of the trip. The low is just the travel day and coming home and just getting back to reality. Would be my low. Or just being old on vacation and getting heartburn after 3 days of drinking.
Dude, I know we cannot. Well, actually, I mean, I'm proud of us. Like, we did good. We stayed up late. We shut down that dance floor. My friend Will was like, Patty, I saw that you posted on like Snapchat or something. He's like, you posted at midnight? What were you doing? And I was like, no, there was a time change. We were 2 hours earlier. So it was like 10 my time. But yes, I was up past midnight. Party Patty was in full effect.
Yeah.
As she should be when we're out and having fun. And yeah, it was a great time. The low of my trip, I don't know. I mean, it was just such a good trip. Like, the whole place was great. The food was amazing. Yeah, the low, yeah, I guess like the traveling back and forth. I mean, there's just no other low. Maybe not sleeping as much as I would have wanted to. I mean, I did sleep. I slept in every day. It was great. But
I think the high, too, when you do an all-inclusive, especially at our age, because it's like we don't go, I don't know if you listeners, go out clubbing and dancing. Like, when you dance, like, you usually dance at a wedding, right? Mm-hmm. You're not going to a club and dancing. And I feel like dancing, whether you're good at it or not, releases all these endorphins. And especially after a few tequilas, you don't really care. And you're on vacation, so you're never going to see these people ever again, too. So it's just, like, all the things combined that make you, like, just the dancing queen that you're like, okay, well, whatever. It is what it is.
Yeah.
I think it was nice, too, because we met so many groups. There was another group celebrating a 50th birthday, another group selling a 55th birthday party. The 30-year-olds blew. They sucked.
Yeah, that's what's so funny. The coolest group that we met were the 55-year-olds from Texas. Yeah. Like, they were full of couples. They're all neighbors. They were so funny. And they were like, they're
chill. They had a very chill personality.
Yeah, their sense of humor too was just like kind of like ours, I feel like, where like no judgment, just
yeah, they
fun.
let the 55-year-old guy just do his thing and have his fun. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And the wife was such a peach. Like, she just like, I mean, again, outside looking in, she looked like she adored him. She looked like she thought he was just, she was like over it at times, but she thought he was funny. And like, it was just so sweet to watch them. They sat next to us at the pool one day and they were opening gifts for the guy. And they were like, one of them was a denim Speedo. And he literally, like, I was watching through my sunglasses because I like to people watch. So I had my sunglasses on, tried not to like stare too much, but literally they gave him the gift and he just like stripped down in the water. And I think that their friends were like, that girl's like watching you. And I was like laughing. And then he stood right up in his denim Speedo like that and then proceeded to just wear that all. We were in an adults only place. So that's why everyone was just free to be them.
Yeah.
And I kept thinking, we're going to keep being us so you can keep being you.
We should have put that on a t-shirt. We should just hand them out. We should have. Oh, damn it.
What a miss. Because seriously, like, that was such a good slogan for our trip. Like, the dancing, I mean, I showed my husband Mike and he was like, I was like, do you like isn't this like dance montage video of all of us every night look so fun? And he was like, well, the dance floor is like empty. And it's like, yeah, at times it was. And then, at times it wasn't. But we were on it regardless. We were on that dance floor. Anybody that wanted to be our new best friend, you could be our new best friend as long as you were near the dance floor.
Yeah.
And that was a blast.
But I feel like I've gone to other all-inclusives where I've been the only one on the dance floor. Like,
you weren't with me, probably.
Well, no, but I mean, my wedding, we were pretty much the dance floor. If it wasn't for us, that club would have been dead. The thing is
we rocked that.
Are in the pool in the sun all day drinking. So like the amount of people that actually has that energy left over by like after dinner and just doesn't want to go pass out so they can start again. Because the whole thing is like being out in the sun, excursions, water, ocean, all that, where it's like you have to be a certain kind of person to be able to like go all day.
I know.
And then not die.
Exactly. That's where I'm not that person. I had to take a siesta. I'm all about that life. I loved that for me.
Now I'm just thinking about the Asian guy from Hangover. But did you die?
Literally, that should have been our slogan of the trip. Anytime that anybody complained. Yeah. Oh my God. It was so great. Yeah. So we missed out for sure by not talking about our podcast enough. I was like, it would have been so cool if we like saw, and then Kyle had messaged me because I like said something about Socially on Socials in Mexico. He was like, tell me that you guys did your podcast from Mexico. And I was like, darn it, no. Like, again, what a miss.
Right.
But no, it was fun. The high of my trip was all of it. The high of my trip was the siestas, was the stunts and the cartwheels that we were doing on the beach. It was just everything. And then coming home, and I actually am not like, well, I was struggling on Monday. I teach cycle for all our new listeners.
I don't know how you did that.
Guys, I told my class, I was like, hey, you know, da-da-da. And then I told my friend in the front row, I was like, I was just in Cabo all weekend. I was like, I'm kind of struggling. And to my friend Kim, and she was like, oh my God, you're so perky, you could never tell. I think it was the tan. I was just tan enough to look alive. And then I taught my 50-minute class. And then, yes, I had to go and run all my errands for my studio and doing all the things. And I was like, back at it. Here we go.
Reality, yes. So now that we are coming up, where are we at? Is this weekend?
Oh my God, it's Memorial Day. What are we doing with a podcast? Are we going to release it on Memorial Day?
That's right. It is. So I always look at the date, and I didn't look at the date. Yeah, it is Memorial Day.
So I told you we're barely surviving.
Yeah, but the weather's supposed to be crap, so maybe people are going to be stuck inside.
You know what? I have to teach Memorial Day weekend too. But I always like teaching on the holidays. Give me all the holidays because the energy is just so exciting.
Well, because the people that are showing up want to actually be there. You know, like they're literally just, they're not using an excuse like, it's a holiday, I'm going to take the day off.
Right.
You know?
Absolutely. I love that. What's the weather? Ooh, I'm not going to say it. Hopefully it's better than what the forecast is.
Yeah, the forecast is not good.
Oh, God.
So, yeah. But hopefully everyone is having a great Memorial Day weekend in spite of the weather. Hopefully it did turn around. I think it's going to be mostly barbecues and baseball. I don't know about your kids. Your kids don't play baseball, do they?
No, they don't. My nephews do, and now they're asking to play. And I think that's pretty cool. I can get behind baseball. I can get behind whatever sport they want to do. Listen, I don't know any of the rules of any sport, but it's exciting to watch your kids thrive and run around, sometimes in circles. We did t-ball, and Mike and I hated it.
T-ball is so boring.
Really? It gets better? Okay, good.
It gets better. Once they're able to actually understand a little bit of the concept and like hit without the T and they get excited, it gets better. And, you know, and I think, I don't know, my nephew's league, it's like 1 hour. They just have 1 hour time limit, which is perfect.
Yeah, no, that's not our league. My sister said that they're like 2 hours long, which is great for me because I can pop in, you know, and I have like a longer time range to see them. I want to say perform, see them play.
They don't play T-ball.
No, they're a baseball.
Yeah, because Gavin's the 2 hour time.
Okay, see, I don't even know what you're talking about. T-ball versus, it's all the same. It's all the same for me. I guess I need to learn if my kids are going to play.
Well, I think your kids will be definitely not T-ball, so they'll be on a 2 hour max time limit. If Joseph played, he'd probably be in T-ball. But I don't.
Could you imagine that kid with a baseball bat?
No, please don't give that kid a baseball bat.
Seriously, he got so tall. That's the thing about being away for a couple days. Mike sent me a video of them on Sunday, and he was so tall. And then I got home, and everybody's grown. Even me, I put on my joggers. I'm like, my joggers are shorter.
I think you're at the age where you stop growing. So
I don't. Something in the water in Cabo.
Or maybe
I think I'm
you just
taller.
shrunk your pants.
I think, well, two of them though. I thought that I shrunk my one black jogger that I wore yesterday, but then today I put on these khaki ones, and I'm like, did I grow? Okay, so you're looking at me like I didn't. All right, well,
for those of you who've been watching on YouTube, does Patty look taller in her
box?
Probably.
I don't. My torso's always been long. I think it's my legs that grew.
Okay, sure. Whatever you want to think. Whatever you want to think.
I do think that Pilates helps your posture and makes you taller.
Are you taking Pilates?
I'm not.
Okay. It's a moot point.
No, but I stretched out when I got off the plane. Like
that one time. This one time I got off the plane and I stretched and I grew 5 inches. If that was the case, all these little people who are tiny would be stretching every day.
Or maybe they wouldn't be, because I have never been more thankful to be as short as I am until you go into an airplane bathroom. That thing was so small. They got smaller too.
I think
or I'm growing, maybe, because it was so small.
It is always so small. I just can't imagine anyone who's like taller. Especially the ones that need 2 seats. How do they fit in the bathroom?
They don't, actually. They don't. They probably it is so uncomfortable in there. And also, there was like 3 flight attendants and then me and a guy waiting to go into the bathroom, and then they both ended up, both bathrooms opened at the same time. So literally there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 of us standing in this tiny little space, and literally then he had to move, then I had to move, then he had to move. Like, it was like Tetris.
No, it's terrible.
Just to get into the bathroom. And then once I'm in there, I'm like, how is anybody that's even remotely bigger than me in here?
At one point in my life, I wanted to be a flight attendant because I wanted to just travel. That just seems like a miserable job. Like trying to get that cart down the small aisle.
Elbows in, elbows coming through the car, elbows. Sorry, excuse me, elbows.
Yeah.
I was like, God, you're annoying the shit out of me. Shut up.
No, it's I'm just gonna put your earbuds in and just go to sleep.
Okay, thank God for noise canceling earbuds. There was a baby crying on the plane on the way home. Did you hear it? It was like in the
I
front
passed
row.
out. I took a Xanax and I was like, peace out.
Oh my God, I love that for
I
you.
needed to. I would have never survived that flight home.
I was wondering if you were okay back there. I was in row 15. The rest of them got like rows 20.
That's awful too, because that's one thing I do like when Jay books our trips, because
Does he pay for a seat?
usually I think so.
Nice.
If we can't get it, because we want to be up at the front, so we're like the first ones off the plane, especially on the way home, because the last thing you do, everyone's moving so slow and it just takes forever.
Yeah, thank God I was in the front. I was literally like power walking toward customs. Like, I wanted to get there so badly. The line was insane. So if I ever travel out of the country, reminder to pay for a flight close to the front, because holy moly, it saved us.
Yeah, and you
quite
got to
some time.
download the app if you don't have
Global entry or mobile passport. Get it hooked up now.
Yeah.
Man, it's the things that you don't think about until you're in it. And then I'm like scrambling. And then I went to the global entry line first. And I was like, oh, maybe by the time I get up there. And then they were like, my submission failed. I was like, what do you mean? So I had to get back in the regular line. But I asked this nice couple, I was like, hey, I got kicked out of global entry. Can I squeeze in with you so I don't have to go to the back? Because I couldn't even see the back of the line at that point. And they were like, yeah, come on in.
Oh, that was nice.
That was so nice of them. Because, yeah.
Because some people are not nice. Like, hell no.
I would have asked like the person behind him, or what I would have done is find the person that I like pieced out from to go to the global entry line, and I would have begged. But customs is so fast now. Like, what happened? Like, it's literally, I didn't go to a human. There was like all these policemen standing.
It's called technology.
It was a photo. I walked up, put my face in the square, went a little closer, a little closer, a little closer. That was it. I didn't even have to bring my passport out.
Yeah, because didn't you put it on in the app?
Oh yeah, I had it in the app, but they didn't even ask for my ticket. Like, it was the craziest thing. I don't know.
I don't know how anything works anymore.
It was unreal. So it was pretty cool.
It's time savers. That's all I'm looking for in life is a little time saver. If you could save me 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there, I'm good. I'm golden.
Yeah. Time saving. There's so many apps for that.
I know. I guess we should dive deep on that, like time saver apps.
Ooh,
You
yes,
know, so
life
like
hacks.
Life.
We should do a life hack episode.
Yeah, we did that once, didn't we?
Probably. Jay, are you listening? Have we done that?
Well, no. I feel like, sorry guys, the last couple of weeks, if you haven't been really excited with our episodes, I apologize. I don't know. I feel like we've kind of been a little flat. We've kind of just been, maybe not Patty. I just feel like I've been flat, not on point, like, just not mentally here.
You can think it, but to like acknowledge how
I'm not going to fly to our people.
Aw.
Like, it's fine. It's okay.
You feel like we've been off our game a little. Is
Just
it season
kind of,
2?
No, I think it just like we've had so much going on. Like, trying to balance the last couple weeks, I think, was hard. And I don't think I put much effort into the podcast, like coming up with our thoughts and our ideas. So we've just kind of been spinning it.
You've been great. People really appreciated like all your stories lately. I think it's the real life.
Who's calling you and telling you this?
My mom.
Our moms don't count. Because when I told my mom, I'm like, yeah, maybe we're going to pause it for a little bit, or maybe just not do it again. She's like, I really think you guys should keep doing it.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
Listen, all we need is one person
Clearly.
listening.
Yeah.
And moms, thank you.
Moms are the best.
Aw.
Yeah. We'll just give May a whole month of Mother's Day, May.
Yeah. Absolutely. Oh, well, I like doing this. I don't think that we're flat. I think that our lives are, fun to talk about.
I know. I'm just promising a better episode next week. Like, I'll be on my game.
Don't promise. No.
No. I guess, yeah.
Next week? Okay, well, we'll see what's going to happen next week.
I just said I'm going to put I think I would put more thought into it, like bring more topics, hot topics.
Ooh, hot takes.
Yeah, I feel like we've just been like, being a little Patty, just, non-comp.
Don't use my name as an acronym for flat. Okay.
It's not an acronym.
Synonym.
I wasn't going to
Synonym.
say not for flat, but being very like political. Like we're just being,
Politically
easy. We're like, we started with like a little bit of like conflict.
Danielle.
I mean, you would not argue, but like, difference of opinions and get into like deeper topics. That's what I'm looking for. We haven't really gone deep on some topics lately. Everything's been very surface level lately and just kind of nonchalant, fun. Everything's great and amazing.
I don't think so. We talked about marriage. We talked about, oh my God, I feel like we've been so serious. A couple weeks ago, I was like, God, Patty, shut up. All we talked about was like, people and how you are like a people pleaser or how people like affect you and can kind of tear you down. Anyways, you know what? Okay. Listeners, you let us know, okay? Do you agree with Danielle or me? And if you agree with Danielle, don't tell me. Okay? Don't bring me down more than she just did. Also, I remembered a low of my trip.
What?
A low of my trip. First off, the high of my trip was literally, I didn't work out. Well, I did water aerobics that one day.
Your high of your trip.
So I didn't work out, but literally my stomach was sore the first morning waking up. And do you know why? From laughing. From just because that is like the unfiltered environment that I miss so much.
They say laughter is the best medicine.
It truly is. And the sun and the beach and just sitting poolside with your girls, literally no filter, letting anything roll off your tongue. And it was just so fun. And so, yeah, that was my high, is that the laughter. Just the laughter. And that trend on social media where they're like, we listen and we don't judge. That was literally us all weekend. We just like listened. We didn't judge.
I judged you. when you're like, I'm like, why are you guys wearing gym shoes? Like they wore gym shoes on the plane. And she's like, I brought these in case I wanted to work out. And I laughed really loud.
I needed options.
Yeah.
Maybe if I wasn't, out until 1 a.m. on the dance floor, that is my workout. And I should have worn my gym shoes then. Life didn't want... You better watch out if I wear my gym shoes or sneakers out to the dance floor.
I'm just picturing that lace dress with the gym shoes. Fucking ugly.
I told Danielle to video this one move that I wanted to do.
She wanted to be Kendrick Lamar. But she was dressed like Little House on the Prairie. So...
She literally she starts filming and I'm like, ooh, she's getting all cinematic, right? Like I'm on the dance floor, vibing out, doing my thing. And she's down below. And sometimes people like will do that. Like they start down at your feet and then all of a sudden they slowly raise up in like a really good angle. So I'm waiting. And I'm waiting for her to slowly pan up to get my, incredible dance moves. She never pans up.
But isn't the point of that song was all feet work? There's really no
shuffling for the hell of it, okay?
Did you go back and watch the video?
Well, you know what? We're going to post the video.
Okay.
We're going to post Kendrick Lamar.
Oh, okay.
Then we're going to post...
They not like us.
My feet. Actually, maybe we're not on OnlyFans. What is it? The feet pics?
I don't know. Feet pics, I think. And then OnlyFans does feet pics.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I remember at one point people would post like random photos, of like their shoes or like the doormat or like, really artsy things. And then they'd be like, oops, gotta pay for those. And they'd like cover their toes with an emoji. Gotta pay for those.
That's how we'll afford the next trip. Just sell our toesies.
Yeah. Well, then my low of the trip was that I was so giddy that sometimes like we banter and we make fun of each other like all the time. It's like something that brings us great joy, I think, is just to call it like it is and no sugarcoating. I don't remember like a lot of the jokes that we were doing. I should have written them down. But I do remember that there would be points when I would want to say, and multiple times that I would want to say something that was so funny and I couldn't wait to say it. And then when I tried to get it out, I just like would hyperventilate and just laugh. And I couldn't get it out. Yeah. And I was so mad at myself. I was like, get it together. Just say the joke. Say the punchline. Make everybody laugh. Call her out. Do this. Bring up the inside joke. And there was way too many times that I couldn't do it. I was laughing too hard.
You got to practice.
I do have to practice. And then that's
Try
when I
not to
realized
find yourself that funny first.
it's not me that's funny. It's like the overall joke that is so funny to me that I can't even get it out. I can't even get it out. And then I'm crying. And then I think of how annoying it is when other people are trying to tell me a story and they're just laughing. And I'm just like, are we okay? So I'd be a horrible comedian. And I said that on vacation. I was like, now I know. Now I know I'd be horrible at it. Because if it's really funny, maybe it's because I had a few drinks.
Maybe practice that before the next trip.
Get funnier. Get funnier.
Just work on your delivery.
Work on my delivery. How do you work on something like that?
I don't know. I'm not a stand-up comedian.
Could be.
Sometimes I got to work on my delivery
You basically were over the weekend. Oh my God. I just could not stop laughing at so many things.
Guys, laughter is the best medicine. So find your crew, go laugh together, make fun of each other.
Yeah. Don't take everything so serious.
Yeah. I think that's the biggest thing. That's the biggest takeaway. You want to make fun of me? Go for it. The only way it hurts is if I know it's real.
Even then, it doesn't really hurt me. Oh. It depends. If it's like something serious.
Patty's a new person. Nothing bothers her anymore.
No, I mean, the things that you make fun of me for, they're funny.
Yeah, they're trivial.
Yes. Like if you were to listen to my therapy sessions and then bring that shit out, that wouldn't be funny. That'd be traumatizing. But you don't do that.
No, I'm not mean like that. I mean, I have psychotic tendencies sometimes, but you have to push me to that limit in order for me to be a real big dick, I think. For me to use something like that against you. That was old Danielle. I feel like I've gotten better at that. I'm not going to use that because that's just low. It's a low blow.
I don't know what you would say that's true that would really trigger me.
If I know your insecurities and the things that you're insecure about and that you're working on or that you're trying to work through, and if I were to attack that.
Well, right, but when I was younger, if people would be like, Patty, you're so dramatic. You're always, so emotional. Oh my gosh, you're just calm down, that used to really upset me. Or if they would be like, God, you're just so much, Patty, that would really upset me because, I'm not trying to be so much. You know what? Recently, I was in an argument with somebody that I care about a lot. Not my husband, somebody else. And they kept bringing up my facial expressions. Now, we record this and you can see, my face has a mind of its own. My eyes, if I'm shocked about something, I mean, sometimes if I'm listening to a story that's really riveting, I'm glued in and you can tell it on my face. I do not have a poker face, right? So that actually was really triggering to me. I was like, God, you're that was so mean of this person to keep bringing up, don't make that face, Patty. And I'd be like, oh, I'm sorry. We're arguing and this is intense for me and I can't believe what you are saying. So that's my current trigger.
You're not alone. Most people can't control their facial expressions.
Right. No, most people are no, I wouldn't say most people. Some people are either really expressive and it's good or bad. I mean, the resting bitch face obviously is your thing, right?
Yeah. But would you rather be a person that someone could look at and tell what's going on, or a person that they're constantly being like, what is going on in their head?
And be mysterious.
That's my father-in-law. You never know if he's having a good time or a bad time because he's just
stoic.
He's so stoic.
I don't pull off stoic. I could never.
No, definitely not.
I'm too in it to be stoic.
Yeah, no.
You always know if I'm having a good time, which usually I am.
Yeah, I just like to leave a little mystery. Is she really pissed off, or is that just her face?
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does she hate me, or does she like the outfit I'm wearing? That was my thing all weekend. What's she doing? Why is she staring at me? What's happening?
I left all my judgments in Illinois.
In the U.S.
All right, kids. Well, we hope you're having a wonderful Memorial Day weekend. I hope the weather panned out for everyone, so at least you were able to get outside, get a little vitamin D.
And, I hope that you can take the month of May, Mental Health Awareness Month, Mother's Day Month, be grateful for the life that you have. And we said earlier, pre-recording, we were talking about like what your perfect life is, or maybe this was on the recording, I don't remember. And instead of reaching for perfection or a perfect anything, a perfect life, a perfect marriage, perfect kids, perfect self, just put it in your mind that you just want the best version of you that you can give in this chapter, in this month. And just be self-aware and call it like you see it.
And be grateful for what you have, not what you don't have.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that would be like really life-changing if people could just be more aware of what they have, of what they're struggling with, and just move through it. And if you want, reach out to Danielle and I. We can hang and we'll call you out on all of it. So.
Yeah, we'll make you laugh. You'll turn your imperfections into a giggle.
Yes,
Yay.
I love that.
Well, thanks, guys. And motto in life, motto on the trip, motto in the future. We're going to keep being us, so you can keep being you.
Adios.
Peace.